This is the Seven Figure Agency Podcast. Discover the strategies and techniques to grow a highly successful and profitable digital marketing agency with your host, Josh Nelson.
September 1st, which means it's a new month, and I wanted to shoot this video just to kind of give you some ideas on how to amplify your outcomes in September, right? Years passing by, this is the last month in the third quarter, and then we're on to the fourth quarter, the last quarter of the entire year. And it's important that as the year chugs by, right? We've all got goals, we've all got things that we set out to accomplish at the beginning of the year, and sometimes it comes in waves of energy, right? Give me a one if you've ever felt like, man, at the beginning of the year I'm excited, and then it kind of tails off. And really trying to keep yourself in momentum is one of the most important things you can do as an entrepreneur, as the leader of your digital marketing agency. And so I come on these videos at the beginning of each month to try to check in with you and give you that mental pause point to say, hey, you know what? I need to spend a couple of minutes to review last month. How did last month go? Am I on track? Am I off track? Kind of share some feedback with the team. Find the things you can celebrate. Find the wins. There's always wins that happened last month, last quarter. And if you don't take a minute to recognize those wins, they're going to go under the wayside, and you're not going to be able to kind of capitalize on the energy and the momentum of those wins. Now, the other thing we like to do at the beginning of a month is to reset and refocus, right? Reset, like, okay, that was the month of August. What's September, right? What's the new goal? What am I going to do? How do I get myself amped for that? How do I communicate that to the team? What are the key projects and initiatives we want to get done in order to make that a reality? And then really refocus the plan, recommit to what it is that you're going to accomplish. And so I said I want to share on this video some ideas to amplify your outcomes for the month. And you know, this past quarter, I've been really heavy thinking about mindset, really mastering the inner game of success. Because I think a lot of your ability to win, your ability to succeed, your ability to accomplish the goals that you set out for in business and or in life, whether it's financial, physical, relational, comes down to your mindset and your daily rituals and your daily routines. The king of mindset training is Anthony Robbins, and he's got this ultimate success formula. And really, it's a simple formula. And I think as we start September, this is something we all want to kind of go back to. First thing is you got to know what you want. Like, what are you trying to accomplish in your business? What are you trying to accomplish in your life? Really, the clearer you are on what you want, the more likely you can bring it into reality. But then beyond that, you have to get clear on why you want it. Get clear and passionate about why you want it. So if the goal is to build a seven-figure digital marketing agency, why? Why is it? Is it so that you can have more money? Is it so you can spend more time with your kids? Is it so that you can retire your wife? Is it so that you can give more money to financial causes that are exciting to you, charity, spiritual, etc.? Get really clear on why you want it and amp the passion, right? You have to be excited about it. If you're not super excited about it, you're never going to make it happen. And then you've got to take massive action, right? In September, what I don't want you to do is spend a lot of time resetting goals, resetting targets, like doing a lot of pen and paper work or a lot of keyboard work, but not actually taking the action, right? The key to success is to get clear on what you want, get clear on why you want it, get excited about it, and then take massive, massive action. Now, some of you might say, man, I'm taking the action. Like, I'm doing the webinars, and I'm sending the emails, and I'm sitting in the BNI meetings. I'm doing the action, but I'm not getting the results. And so it's really important that you also pay attention to this feedback loop, right? You have to keep taking action until you accomplish the goals that you've set out. So if you don't give up, if you don't throw in the towel, if you don't say, hey, you know what, that was too big a goal, I'm not going to get there, eventually you'll succeed. But you have to pay attention to the feedback loop, which is, all right, here's the action I'm going to take this month. I'm going to send these emails. I'm going to set up these appointments. I'm going to make these calls, right? Take the action, but don't do it blind, right? You have to take the action and then have feedback, right? Did it work? Did it not work? Some strategies work really well for some people, but they don't work well for others. Some strategies work really well for certain niches, but they don't work as well in others. And so while it's great to have swipes and deploys, and while it's great to have step-by-steps, you're the leader of your life. You're the leader of your business. And so you have to take action and then get feedback. Did that work? Did it not work? Okay, if it didn't work, let's try something different. Let's iterate that a little bit. Let's innovate the way we try that thing and then keep adjusting until you get the outcomes that you want. Make corrections and then take massive action. If you do this, you get clear on what you want, right? This month, I want to sell 5 new clients and I want to add $10,000 in monthly recurring revenue. Why do I want that? Because that's going to create the extra income that I need to, to pay for this thing or to kind of grow the business or to hire this next person. Get excited about why you want that outcome and then take massive action. Just decide, like, that's it. I'm not going to think anymore. I'm not going to toy around with this anymore. I'm only going to take the action necessary to get the outcomes that I'm after. And then take the actions, but then look for feedback and make adjustments as you go. So that's the first thing, just kind of going back to the basic fundamentals of really just getting clear on why you want this and why this is important to you in your life. Because at the end of the day, success in any endeavor comes down to your thoughts, feelings, actions, and results, right? Your thoughts drive your feelings, right? If you're focused on, man, I didn't hit that goal last month. Man, I'm kind of frustrated with how things turned out. Man, August just wasn't what I was expecting. You start to feel bummed out. You start to feel stressed. You start to feel worried. You start to feel incapable. And of course, the actions that you take going into September aren't going to be productive. They're not going to be full steam ahead, right? And those actions are what drive your results. That they really are what are going to determine whether you hit that goal, whether you land those clients, whether you get those meetings. And so it's really important that you control your thoughts, because your thoughts are going to dictate your feelings and your feelings are going to drive your actions. And so I'm a big believer, and I've always been, but I don't talk about it that much, in this idea that you have to condition your mind, right? You need to start your day before letting whatever's in your inbox, whatever's on social media, whatever your clients are coming to you with, your team's coming to you with, you have to start your day getting really clear on your thoughts and your emotions, right? And Tony Robbins has a great app called the Breakthrough app, which kind of walks you through this daily routine, which is just start the day with what you're grateful for. Start your day thinking about what's going right, what you accomplished last week, what you've accomplished this past month. And when you start your day focused on what's going right, you're going to feel confident. You're going to feel energized. You're going to feel ready to take on the world. You're going to feel ready to face the obstacles that are inevitably going to come, which is going to help you take more actions, which is going to help you be more nimble and adjust and receptive to that feedback loop. When this didn't work, let's make a tweak and let's figure out what it's going to do to make it work, which is really what's going to propel your results. And so really, in order to propel your results here in September, really, and really accelerate your outcomes, what I want you to do is make sure you've got the goal and the vision long term. You're really dialed in. Here's where I'm going in the agency, 7 figures and beyond. Here's why, right? So I got more money, more freedom, more impact, whatever it is for you. Make sure you've got a solid plan for the quarter, for the month. What are the activities that you're going to do in order to make that a reality? And then don't neglect your daily rituals, right? Whenever I start to tail off in my ability to continuously execute, right? Whenever I tail off in my ability to hit my goals, hit my targets, have my team excited and motivated, it's usually because I've gotten so busy in my day-to-day that I've fallen off my daily routines. I haven't committed to mentally decide, here's what I'm going to focus on, what I want more of. Here's where I'm headed. Here's my goals, right? And really conditioning your mind so that you can have the right energy that you need in order to hit the ground running day in, day out, month in, month out, and crush it in September. So, if you don't take anything away else from this video, I want you to think about, are you doing some type of daily routine to get yourself excited, to refocus on your feelings, right? On your thoughts, because that can make all the difference in the world. So, daily routines and rituals. 3 things I want to ask you guys to review. And I'm going to write this up on the board and then we'll get you on with your day. But 3 things I really want to encourage you to do. I want you to review. Oops. Change this back. We want to review the month, right? So it's September. How did we do in August? You had a goal, right? Especially a very specific, here's how many clients we want to get. Here's how much we want the recurring revenue to be. We all should have that on a sales retention tracking sheet. I want you to review sales retention. And if you don't know what that is and you're watching this video and you don't have this plotted out, this is a big part of what's going to help you really be clear and your team clear on where you're trying to go in the business. Type sales retention in the comments and somebody on our team will reach out and help walk you through that or get you the resource that you need. But you want to review this and just be conscious. Did you hit the goal or did you not hit the goal, right? If yes, that's fantastic. Let's go celebrate that. If you didn't, what was it, right? We're destined to repeat the same mistakes if we don't take a couple minutes to recognize what didn't work right. So sometimes, especially as you grow, you start to get consistent hitting this sales target. All right, we're going to send these amount of things. We're going to do these webinars. We're going to run these ads. We're going to get appointments. We're going to close those deals through our sales process, and then we're going to land clients, right? Whether you're doing that yourself or you have a sales team and you have got support structure, maybe you hit your sales targets, and hopefully you did. If you did, I like to say hit sales targets, amazing, that's exciting. But sometimes as you grow, you hit the sales targets, but you start to lose more clients than you anticipate, right? So I thought we were going to sell 7 clients this month, and I figured maybe we'd lose 2 over here, and this isn't a real scenario, but potentially. But what happened was we lost 5. 5 clients called in and said they needed to pause or needed to cancel. And so instead of being a net 5 this month, we're only a net 2 positive. Hopefully this isn't Chinese. You want to focus on both sides of this equation as you grow, right? How many sales, how many new clients did we bring on? And then how many clients did we lose? And sometimes the focus needs to come back to retention. What are we doing in terms of how we're selling the client, in terms of the expectations we're setting, in terms of the way that we're launching that client, in terms of the monthly review process and the results that we're driving to ensure at least a 97% monthly retention rate, right? That's what we should all be shooting for from a retention perspective. Some of you are way higher than that. Some of you, unfortunately, are less. But maybe that's what we need to focus on as we do this review. Just published a new book, the Client Retention Handbook. If you don't have it, I recommend everybody check it out. This book will really help you with some strategies on how to improve retention. Marco Ciplia says, love this. Awesome, Marco. Looking forward to talking to you again right after this. I know I've got a meeting with you guys, so I'm excited about that. So review, right? Did we hit the sales? Did we hit the retention? The other thing I want you to do as you review is also look at your strategy session tracking. Because this is the outcome, but really what drives the outcome in terms of your results is going to be the activity, right? And the activity that drives your new client growth is the number of strategy sessions. And so, usually what we're finding is you need at least 15 strategy sessions per month to be in momentum. But it's a function of what's your close ratio divided by how many clients you expect to shoot for. You need to know on a month over month, like, did we hit the strategy sessions that we needed to, and is our close ratio in line with expectations, right? And this is, if you're just starting to kind of grow your business and get a consistent new client growth mode, then maybe it's just tracking the number of strategy sessions. How many sessions did I have last month? Was it enough to expect to hit the sales target that I had? If not, you need to amp what you're doing from an outreach perspective, from a marketing perspective to get more opportunities. If you've got a sales team, right, or maybe you're growing a sales team, then you want to look at the number of strategy sessions and that close ratio, right? Because maybe you increased the strategy session count, but the close ratio went from 30% to 15%, right? And there was like no net gain. Pay attention to these things. Every month you should be looking at your sales retention tracking sheet, and you should be looking at your strategy session tracking dashboard. If you don't have a strategy session tracking dashboard where you can quickly run a report and see like how many meetings did we have, how many of them closed, how many of them didn't close, what's our closing ratio? This is an opportunity for improvement, right? These are numbers you need to know and you should need to be monitoring on an ongoing basis. So that's what we want to review. I also want to encourage you to celebrate a little bit, right? Celebrate what you did accomplish. If you hit a sales target, if you hit a retention goal, there was other people involved that helped you do this, right? Celebrate it internally, but also find that team member and say, hey, great job, man. We retained it 99% this month. You did a great job retaining the clients. Thanks so much for your hard work. They might not even know the outcomes of what they're doing, right? So be sure to communicate monthly back to the team. Hey, here's what went right. Here's where we're at, on track or off track. And we want to find things to celebrate because what we celebrate, we get more of, right? What we focus on expands. And so if you go into every month, we didn't do it. What are you doing? You didn't get enough appointments. Hey, you didn't close enough deals. Hey, what are you doing? Why are we losing all these clients? Right? You're going to attract more of that. You're going to create a negative stigma in your company. So find the positive way to kind of spin that to the team, get them excited about the new month and excited about changing these metrics in a positive direction. And then what I want to encourage you to do is just recommit, right? Recommit. It's September. It's a brand new month. Who cares what happened last month? Let's focus on what we're going to accomplish in September. How many clients are we going to land? How much recurring revenue? What's our retention rate going to be? And then most importantly, what's the plan? Like, what are we going to do from a marketing perspective, from a client relation perspective to move these numbers and to hit the goals and targets that we have. The one thing I'll say as it relates to the recommit, make sure it's updated in your sales retention tracking sheet, but also make it visible, right? Oftentimes we keep these things on a spreadsheet or we keep them on a digital dashboard, and that's cool and it's really good. But the reality is our mind needs to see it, right? What you focus on expands. And so if your big thing right now is like, let's gonna add 10 new clients and 20K MRR this month, and the other one, let's say, is let's increase our retention to 98% and lose no more than like 3 clients this month, just as an example, make that visible. Put it up like on a whiteboard, or if you've got a board like this, put it up on a separate document so that you have to see it, even subconsciously. Because if you don't see it, you're going to forget about it, and then another month will pass. What you focus on expands. So hopefully this gave you some ammunition to kind of amp you up going into September. I really want to encourage you to review how you did, celebrate what you did accomplish, pass those notes back to the team, and then recommit to whatever that goal is for September, so we can close Q3 strong. We can create a massive amount of momentum going into next month. So that's it for this video. If you have anything you want to share with me in terms of wins or successes, post it in the comments. Like, I know a lot of wins are happening in this community. Let's hear some of the wins in the comments, and let's make it an amazing month. Thanks, everybody. I'll talk to you soon.